The Ghostly Hitchhiker. In the small town of Ravens Hollow, nestled between dense forests and winding roads, a chilling legend persisted for generations. Locals spoke in hushed tones about the Ghostly Hitchhiker, a spectral figure that appeared on the lonely highway each night, seeking a ride to nowhere. Late one stormy evening, Jack, a weary traveler, found himself driving through Ravens Hollow. Rain lashed against his windshield, and the fog obscured his vision. He knew he needed to find a place to rest for the night. But there were no motels in sight. Just as despair began to grip him, he spotted a figure on the roadside, huddled beneath a tattered coat. Feeling a twinge of sympathy, Jack pulled over and rolled down his window. "Hey, need a ride?" he called out. The figure turned to face him, revealing pale, translucent features. Startled, Jack peered closer and saw the hollow eyes of a woman staring back at him. The truth dawned on him: he had encountered the Ghostly Hitchhiker. Without saying a word, the ethereal hitchhiker climbed into the passenger seat. Jack's heart raced as he tried to make sense of the situation. "What's your name?" he asked, hoping for some connection to the world of the living. "Emily," she whispered, her voice carried on the wind. Jack swallowed hard and tried to focus on driving. But his mind was preoccupied with the eerie passenger beside him. The car fell silent, and only the sound of rain tapping against the roof filled the air. "I'm doomed to wander these roads forever," Emily finally spoke, her voice tinged with sorrow. "A long time ago, I died in a tragic accident on this very highway. Since then, my spirit has been trapped here, seeking solace in the company of the living." Jack's fear turned to empathy as he listened to her story. He felt compelled to help her find closure, even if he didn't fully understand the supernatural.
Yep.
"I'm so sorry for what happened to you," Jack said sincerely. "Is there anything I can do to help?" Emily gazed at him, her eyes shimmering with gratitude. "There might be one way," she said. "At the crossroads up ahead, there's an old oak tree. That's where I had my accident. If you leave a flower there in remembrance, it might bring peace to my tormented soul." Determined to aid the wandering spirit, Jack followed Emily's instructions and left a single white lily at the oak tree. As he did so, a gust of wind swept through the area, and he felt a sense of release and closure. The car ride continued, and Emily's ethereal presence seemed to diminish. Her form became more transparent with every passing minute. Finally, they reached the outskirts of Ravens Hollow, where Emily's apparition began to fade entirely. "Thank you," Emily whispered, her voice barely audible. "You've given me a chance at peace." With those words, she vanished, leaving Jack alone in the car. The storm had subsided, and the night sky revealed a radiant full moon. As Jack continued his journey, he couldn't help but think about Emily and the encounter he had just experienced. He knew that he had played a small part in freeing a restless spirit, and for that, he felt a deep sense of fulfillment. From that day on, the legend of the Ghostly Hitchhiker in Ravens Hollow took on a new meaning. Travelers passing through would sometimes spot a lone white lily resting by the old oak tree. A symbol of remembrance and peace for Emily, the ghostly hitchhiker whose soul had finally found solace.